what that is flapping over there on the left side? That must be where he plugs in something. I can't see what that is. And there we see where Purvis and Bradbury, the third-place car,
and there Mike Wallace has caught that second group of cars. He's going to get somebody to go with. Thought about it there for a second. Bob Hill tried to make a move down there, but he was cut off, so wasn't able to make that move.
That's third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. As you look at the field summary, you will see that Mike Wallace has caught up 13 cars on the lead lap. Bobby Gerhart, former Rookie of the Year back in '88, last car on the lead lap.
We haven't said anything about Bobby today. He's having a good run.
Here Mike Wallace goes on the outside of Bob Hill. And Ned, all day we've seen these cars go on the outside and run a lot freer. And now all the cars run on the bottom of the racetrack. And see, Bobby Bowser just passed Bob Jack for position.
Well, maybe the racetrack has changed a little bit. The low groove that they are running down there, Mike Wallace was able to move up there and make that pass on the outside, so it's still pretty good up there,
And there we see Wallace, once again, he's trying to get a run to go by on the outside. Couldn't make it that time. He'll follow, and as soon as he can, he's going to try to go by these guys on the outside. We see Purvis going down to the inside, trying to break the draft on the cars behind him. We see Mark Stahl going by Kevin Ray. Mark Stahl in 32, Kevin Ray in 2, and Bobby Bowser, the quality farm car, 21 behind these two.
Bobby Bowser's in 10th place. This is 8th and 9th. That's running side by side there. Mark Stahl and Kevin Ray. Ray hangs on to the 8th position.
You know, at the beginning of the show, we talked about how the rookies are going to do in today's race, and Kevin Ray's impressive. He's running a real good, smart, clean race today.
Well, as he passed that draft in university, yeah.
Kevin Ray, it looks like he's almost ready to reach out with that left hand and get a degree, but not yet. You know, they're on the L's and M's right now. We got to get down to the R's to get his degree.
There's a look at Kevin Ray, 17 years of age. Car number 2, Donnie Allison with 10 Winston Cup victories, 2 at Talladega. He's the man that's been bringing the youngster along with his dad, John Ray. Impressive young driver. How about an impressive run for Harris Devane, the car number 33, the red car there, right side of your screen. He is in 3rd position. As you look at Kevin Ray come by.
Tell you what, Harris to finish 3rd in this race. He'll be bringing us 50 pounds of peanuts the next race he comes to.
He is a farmer, a cotton and peanut farmer out of Cuthbert, Georgia. A rookie driver. He's driving the car that ran awfully well here last July. As you look at the front 2 cars, that is Purvis and Gary Bradbury. And Harris Devane there in 3rd spot. This is a car he bought from Junior Johnson. Bill Elliott drove this car to a 2nd place finish at Talladega last year behind Jimmy Spencer. With the Junior Johnson car and an early Elliott engine, so not a bad combination for a rookie driver to run well here at Talladega. Laps are winding down in the Food World 500. Back with more live ARCA action after this. Stay with us. Lots of action coming your way tomorrow night. Sunday Night Baseball stopping at the Kingdome in Seattle as the Mariners play host to the Detroit Tigers. 2 powerhouses in baseball, Cecil Fielder and Ken Griffey Jr. will be waging war at 7:56 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball. Coming up tomorrow night from the Kingdome in Seattle.
Did you say Cecil Fielder? Don't call me Cecil. Call me
Cecil. I'm sorry.
Kevin Ray has hit the wall, man. Kevin Ray and the 2 cars made contact with something because there is...
I think it was the 49 car, Benny, that went very high coming into turn 3. Let's watch it here. Kevin Ray was on the middle of the racetrack, and here the 49 is up there, and yeah, he scraped it. Maybe he didn't. Boy, he came awfully close.
But here we're going to see the contact. Right there's where we see the contact.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw the damage. The 49 came down off the wall into the side of Kevin Ray's car.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
If you look at the left side of the 49 car, you can see the tire mark on the
So you're both right. It was the 49 and the 2. Joel White and Kevin Ray as you're back up front with Purvis in the car number 1, the James Finch-owned machine. Now riding along with the car number 78, Gary Bradbury.
You see that thing right above by his hand? I think that's a light. If he loses oil pressure, it comes on immediately, so he cut the engine off and hopefully save the engine. Not all race cars have that. I don't know of many Winston Cup cars that has that light.
We run 2 lights. We run one for the oil pressure and one for the fuel pressure, especially if you're going to run a racetrack like this where you're going to try and squeeze your fuel mileage out of it.
Yeah, that light right there is the one we're talking about. I think that's a light that comes on if something happens to the engine.
Seeing where it's located, it looks like it's right above the oil pressure gauge. I'd have to say that would be the oil pressure light.
And that's the Big B Drugs Cool Ray Chevy in-car camera for Gary Bradbury. Riding in second spot, Bradbury 4 poles and 3 wins a year ago. In ARCA competition, he was the Rookie of the Year. Led the most laps in Daytona in the ARCA 200 in February. Only to finish in second spot.
The question is now, talking about squeezing out fuel, Bill, these guys are squeezing out some fuel to finish the race. The first 2 cars did not stop. The cars behind them did stop.
Out of these 2 cars, Gary Bradbury's in a better position than Jeff Curtis because he's tucked in behind the draft and he's saving some gas compared to Jeff.
Yeah, he's not using as much fuel as Jeff is out there bursting the wind open. But guys, I believe that second pack of cars is beginning to close that gap a little bit. Of course, that second pack of cars includes the Harris Devane and Mike Wallace, Bob Hill.
And here is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, the 4-car battle. Kevin Ray dropping back slightly. Peter Gibbons in the car number 92 from Stouffville, Ontario, Canada. Being shown at the front of this battle, and he is being shown in the 6th position with Mark Stahl in the 32 and 7th. And the car number 49 that had that close encounter a moment ago with the outside wall. Out of Royce City, Texas.
We have not talked about him today, but a great run for Joel White. There he is in the 49 car. Peter Gibbons is Canadian by birth. He's moved down to North Carolina now, trying to get his racing career off the ground.
Peter finished 11th here last year in the Food World 500. He won the Pocono NASCAR Sportsman race a couple of years ago on ESPN.
Mark Stahl trying to go by on the outside, and he's got help. Joel White and Peter Gibbons. Kevin Ray has moved out there. Gibbons may go to the end of this pack, Ned.
He could very well do it. Depends on which way Kevin Ray goes. Kevin might go with him.
Now Andy Hillenberg has caught that pack of 4 cars to make it a 5-car battle. That's car number 11, the winner at Daytona, from coming back from 20th starting position. He will go by Peter Gibbons' car number 92.
And while we're watching that 5-car battle, we're going to have one up front in a little bit. Hadn't got there yet, folks, but that second group of cars is catching the front runners as we watch this battle here right now. We see Bobby Bowser still hanging in there in this group.
They're all flaring out down the straightaway trying to get an advantage. Kevin Ray thought he'd go by on the outside by himself, but he found that he could not outrun 2 cars nose to tail by himself.
These cars need to stay in line and get hooked up to catch up to the other pack for this.
Ned, there's what you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, they have closed it down.
That second draft led by Harris Devane, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Devane and Mike Wallace, if you're riding with, they are reeling in the lead twosome. Back with more live action from Talladega in a moment. Our Speed World coverage of the Food World 500 being brought to you by Allied Signals Autolite Spark Plugs. Guaranteed for 2 years no matter how far you go. By Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. And by First Brands, makers of STP, Son of a Gun, Protected. Well, as Ned predicted, that second pack, Ned, is now 1 pack with the leaders. Harris Devane, Mike Wallace and company are moving in.
Yeah, it's only a 4-car pack, though, Jerry. Bob Hill was with Harris Devane and Mike Wallace as they were coming up through there, but they lost him somewhere along the way. So he's still back there running in 5th, but he lost the draft.
There he is.
Bob Hill. Just passed a couple of lap cars. Del McCoward there, one of them, car 0. Bell out there running. Let's see, where is he being shown there today? Heck, he's in 15th place. Doing okay.
He is 10th in the ARCA points currently after 2 events. As you're riding again with Mike Wallace back in 4th position, looking ahead at the Harris Devane car. And how about Gary Bradbury's 2nd place car, the Big B Drug Sim car.
Speaking of Gary Bradbury, he hasn't won a super speedway race, but he has won 3 short track races in his career, which was Pensacola, Flat Rock, and Winchester. Today he may be able to pull off his first super speedway win. His best finish has been 2nd at Michigan.
You're watching Jeff Purvis leading here, 21 laps to go. It'll make 20 this time by. And those of you tuning in will be able to see the pin relays from Philadelphia's Franklin Field. That's coming up next. Track and field, the pin relays from Franklin Field in Philadelphia. That'll be coming up following the conclusion of the Food World 500 live racing action from Talladega Superspeedway.
Man, now all these cars are racing for position. That car on the left, Joel White, and he's telling Peter Gibbons, come on, let's go, let's go. Meanwhile, we've got the 2-car Kevin Ray and 32 Mark Stahl trying to hook up, and Andy Hillenberg, he's trying to figure out which way do I go. That's the 11, the black and white number 11.
That's 6th through 10th that we're looking at there.
And they are a full straightaway behind the lead cars, the lead foursome. As you look at Kevin Ray's Chevrolet Monte Carlo, and there are the leaders about a mile away on this 2.66-mile super speedway. Jeff Purvis, Gary Bradbury, a pair of Chevrolet Luminas, behind them a Ford Thunderbird Homer Junior Johnson car. For Harris Devane, the rookie driver, Peanut Farmer. So riding along with Gary Bradbury again.
Can these cars make it on fuel? That's the question in the one car. Purvis, 78. Bradbury, can they make it on fuel? Or are they sitting there running on extra cost class to go in and get fuel? Because if they stop, they're going to lose at least a half lap, maybe off a complete lap.
Bill, what do you think?
Even if a yellow comes out, I wouldn't pit now. You have to stay out and keep your track position. You'll never have enough time to make up the track position if you pit it.
Meanwhile, Mike Wallace, Dan's got to be saying, you guys go ahead and run all you want, because I made a pit stop and I'm pretty comfortable.
Oh, yeah, I feel sure that he and Harris Devane both feel good about their chances here right now, because they did make that pit stop and hopped off the fuel. And I believe John Kernan said, maybe he told us during one of the commercials, that Gary Bradbury's group said, hey, there was no point for them to stop even on the last caution. They couldn't have made it from there. So maybe he'll have a pit stop coming up here before too long.
18 laps of 117, which make up this 312-mile, 500-kilometer event. Speaking of having trouble and coming down pit road, here is Peter Gibbons, who was on the lead lap, being shown in 11th spot.
And he goes directly to the garage area, so that the bad sign, that's the sign that he lost an engine in the NTM Boeing car. Meanwhile, back to the lead. First 4 cars, nose to tail. And I know that Gary Bradbury is probably going to have to pit in about 5 or 6 laps. He can't make it all the way. How many cars can?
Well, I feel the ones that pitted on the last yellow definitely have a shot at finishing the race without having to pit.
As you look at the top 2 cars, that's Purvis, our leader, Bradbury in second. Now, Harris Devane, the car number 33 in 3rd spot as they come in at 190-plus miles an hour. He's a rookie driver in 95. He ran 4 races last year. His best finish was 8th. That coming at Pocono, Pennsylvania. He is not fair in 95. He finished 25th at Daytona and 25th at Atlanta, having problems both times being hit by another car on the racetrack. So Harris says, man, maybe my luck's finally changing.
Well, that's another one of those rookies we talked about. He's got good equipment, and he's using his head. We're at 16 laps to go.
Mike Wallace, the 4th place car number 9. He is the current point leader by virtue of a 3rd place finish in Daytona and a 2nd place finish in Atlanta.
Here comes Harris Devane trying to go on the inside, take over 2nd place. Now Mike Wallace, who does he go with? Does he go on the outside and pass Devane? That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he acted like for a moment that he was wanting to go with him, but then decided to